Are you a trail runner, a triathlete, an adventurer, or maybe just someone who wants to flex their wrist game in the Starbucks line while pretending to check their recovery status? Either way, welcome to the wonderful world of the 2025 sports watch market, and trust me, it's a zoo out here. Today we're pitting 4 absolute heavyweights against each other: Suunto, Garmin, Coros, and the Apple Watch Ultra. One is minimalist, Scandinavian cool, one is basically a Swiss Army knife for your wrist, one is the ultra-distance athlete's secret weapon, and one is, well, a mini iPhone strapped to your arm. Stick around because we're breaking it all down: hardware, battery, brains, software, real-world use, and at the end, I'll help you figure out which one actually makes sense for your life. Spoiler, there's no one-size-fits-all. Unless your wrist is the size of the rocks, then maybe. Let's start with the hardware. On the surface, all 4 of these are rugged, tough, and ready to get banged up on rocks, trails, and door frames when you forget how wide your shoulders are. Suunto goes full Scandinavian minimalism. Think IKEA, but instead of flat-pack furniture, you get flat-pack design. Sapphire glass, lightweight, and water-resistant, which basically dares you to go cliff diving. It's all about less is more, perfect for adventurers who don't care about flashy looks, just function. Garmin, meanwhile, comes in swinging with more models than a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Titanium? Check. Rugged polymer? Check. Solar panels built right into the screen so you can smugly laugh at your dying iPhone while you're 3 days into a hike? Double check. Garmin looks like it was built by NASA engineers during coffee breaks. Coros takes the light is right approach. Their Pace and Apex Pro are so featherweight, you'll keep double checking your wrist to make sure you didn't leave it on the kitchen counter. Functional styling, nothing crazy, but the AMOLED screens are slick and responsive. It's the practical choice if you like performance over Fashion Week runways. And then there's the Apple Watch Ultra. This thing is like strapping a titanium brick with a cinema-quality OLED display onto your arm. It's gorgeous, it's bright, it's water-resistant, and honestly, it feels less like a sport watch and more like Siri decided to cosplay as a triathlete. Okay, now battery life. How long until your $800 wrist buddy becomes a very expensive paperweight? Coros is the battery overlord. The Apex can go 30 days in smartwatch mode with up to 35 hours of full GPS. Their Pace 3 manages 20 plus days and 38 GPS hours. If you're an ultra runner or hiker, this is basically a dream. You'll run out of food before the watch runs out of juice. Garmin Flex is next. Depending on your model, you get 14-30 days, with solar charging sprinkling in some bonus stamina. GPS? Expect 36 plus hours. You can actually go on a multi-day trek and not panic every night looking for a power bank. Suunto comes in solid but not record-breaking. Models like the Race or Vertical last 12-16 days in smartwatch mode and give you 20 to 55 GPS hours depending on which power mode you choose. Basically, enough for serious training and long hikes without anxiety. And then, Apple. The Ultra manages 36-60 hours max, which to be fair is a huge glow up compared to older Apple Watches. But when you put it next to Coros or Garmin, it's like comparing a Tesla's range to a Toyota Prius on eco mode. Multi-day expedition. Hope you brought that MagSafe cable. Let's talk brains, sensors, and tracking. Garmin is the gold standard here. Heart rate variability, sleep tracking, stress scores, VO2 max, body battery, and a GPS system so accurate it could probably track your lost car keys. For data junkies, Garmin is basically a drug. Coros has also stepped up massively. GPS accuracy, sharp. Running analytics, nerd heaven. Stride length, cadence, anaerobic versus aerobic breakdown. It's like having a coach on your wrist yelling motivational quotes minus the sweat. Suunto focuses on rock-solid reliability, multi-band GPS, barometric altimeters, and excellent elevation tracking. It's not about being flashy, it's about being trustworthy. If you're climbing mountains, you don't want your watch to glitch and tell you you're at Starbucks when you're actually on Everest. Apple Ultra packs ECG, heart rate, SpO2, fall detection, cycle tracking, and more. Basically, it's like a tiny hospital on your wrist. GPS is dual frequency and solid in most places, but for hardcore off-grid athletes, sometimes it's more meh than marvelous. Software and apps, aka how friendly is it once it's strapped to your arm? Garmin Connect IQ is like the Google Play Store for sport watches. Maps, payments, Spotify, data analytics that can break your brain. It's a full ecosystem. Connect syncs seamlessly with Strava, Training Peaks, or just your inner masochist, if you're into ultra races. Coros app is super user-friendly. You get training plans, race predictions, navigation, and firmware updates that actually feel like Christmas. Perfect for runners who love clean data and simplicity without the fluff. Suunto app, minimal and powerful. You get training plans, offline maps, 115 sport modes, and enough navigation tools to make Google Maps feel insecure. Explorers love it. Apple Watch OS, let's be real, it's unmatched if you're in the Apple ecosystem. Calls, music, Siri, messages, payments, apps for literally anything from meditation to ordering pizza mid-run. Fitness metrics, easy to access but not as deep as Garmin or Coros. So how do they actually feel in real life? Apple Watch Ultra is perfect for iPhone users who want a connected wrist experience. It's stylish, it's powerful but heavy, and the battery won't keep up with hardcore expeditions. Great daily driver, less great ultra running partner. Garmin is the adventurer's bestie. It's the Swiss Army knife of sport watches with insane data depth and battery life. If you want one watch that does almost everything, Garmin's your guy. Coros is the sleeper hit, affordable, lightweight, insane battery, and beloved by pro athletes. If you don't care about lifestyle apps but live for long runs, this is your weapon. Suunto is for purists. Reliable, durable, simple but powerful. It doesn't scream "look at me," but when you're 20 miles deep into a trail, it quietly just works. Final thoughts. Who wins? Apple Watch Ultra, best if you're glued to the Apple ecosystem and want a smart lifestyle plus fitness hybrid. Garmin, best all-rounder for serious athletes, adventurers and nerds who love endless data. Coros, best for battery monsters and performance-focused athletes who don't want to sell a kidney. Suunto, best for explorers who love rugged reliability with a minimalist vibe. So, the winner? Honestly, it's you if you pick the one that fits your lifestyle. Or, you could just buy all four and become the Thanos of smartwatches. That's the showdown. Suunto versus Garmin versus Coros versus Apple Watch Ultra. Which team are you on? Team Battery Beast? Team Feature Overload? Team Minimalist Explorer? Or Team iPhone on your wrist? Drop your pick in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more deep dives into tech that may or may not empty your wallet.